Alright, I don't know exactly when I'm going to get this posted, but I just want to catch up on things and show you what came in. Today was an eventful day because I went all over town. I went to the local stamp and coin show, and that was more or less a success. There was a lot of really neat 25-cent items. I really should have bought more, but I just kind of wanted to kick back a little bit, and I had my brother with me and I didn't want him to be stuck there forever, but I think I got what I needed. Then I got this crazy envelope here. I've taken most of the contents out, but it was U.S. postage mix, face of $60.84, and the guy said, oh, you could just have that for 20 bucks. And I said, sold, I'll do that. I should have bought 2 of them, but again, I would have wiped out a bunch of my funds there if I'd spent $40 on those. And again, I probably should have done, if he would have done another $20 on the other one. A lot of Christmas and holiday type postage in there, but you know what, I don't really care, because this time of year a lot of those stamps, people use them and whatever. And then again, there's lots of interesting, like the Pueblo art stamps here, the 13-cent ones here, and I have a lot of envelopes that I had started and never finished. There was some really neat Canada stamps that might have fit my collection, but I had to kind of abandon that because my book was damaged. So I might have to see if I can find another Canadian book at some point. But I finished off this one with one of my famous 1-centers and 2 22s. And then I finished this one off with a 15 and a 5. So those are good to go at some point there. Those are my return envelopes. And so that's really pretty neat there. I'll show you some of the postcards and things I picked up at the show, and maybe a few other things I've done. I did pick up a picture frame for my lobby card that I got at the swap meet recently, so that worked out great. And that was only like $1 or $2 of that at the Goodwill store. I got a whole bunch of postcards and things. I may not have everything here to share. We'll do the best we can. I didn't overload myself, and I got a bunch of unusual things I don't really know. Again, I did not want to overburden myself with things that I didn't need. I certainly could have done that. These are just some 40-odd cent stamps here, I think 42. I paid face value for those, but they looked really fun there, so I got those. I got a postcard here, and most of the postcards were 20 cents to 25 cents. This is, I'm not exactly sure where this is from. It's in some sort of foreign language, but some sort of like general looking guy there. And this is from, oh, I don't know. It could be from the 20s, it could be from the 1800s. I don't have my magnify, I do have it here. Let's see. It's something about 1916, I think. Budapest, so that would be Hungary, I guess, but Budapest, yeah, Hungary, Magyar Posta, or Posta or something like that, so, yeah, that's some guy from 1915, or 16, oops, I messed up the camera stand here, so there is that one again, and that was like a quarter for that one. This one was, I think, $1. Just some dude on there, and I think he's from Salem, Oregon, and he left somebody a farm. If I can find it, it's dated 1968, but I think the guy died in 71, if that's the same guy. Don't really know. I haven't figured that one out just yet. And Oregon postcards that I give out to people, Coos Bay Bridge there, so that's a nice one there. Free Markets, DAG 2010, that looked like a nice stamp, but it's not a stamp there, just kind of on the postcard there. And some sort of, first day of issue type of thing from Sweden. Don't really know why I grabbed that. Again, a lot of them. This one is a Camp Tadmor. I'm not sure I've ever been to Camp Tadmor, but I might have one time. Really don't know. Then Astoria, Oregon. There's that one there. Basic, This one's cool. Sand dunes of Oregon coast. Kind of reminds me of Rat Patrol. Just that picture there. Then we got the 2 guys that are smoking in the wilderness. It says, nothing like clean, pure mountain air. They got skis and they're smoking pipes. So they're like, clean mountain air, and then they're ruining it. And then we have Honeyman State Park. I might have been there once or twice. This is 70s with all those 70s pickup trucks there. Airstreams. Just a religious card with a stamp on that I would give to somebody. So that's a fun one. Then we got old dealer postcards. These have been mailed out, so they don't have a lot of value, but they have, if they were unused, this one would have a lot of value. I don't know what the value, this could be a $5 to $10 postcard, and I got that for 20 cents, I think. And the old gruffy guy or whatever wished me a Merry Christmas after I spent a whopping $2. This is Atlantic City, so there's that one there, kind of a fun one there. Then wouldn't it be nice to have an escape machine? So there's that one. That's just totally, you know, like, is that a Mercury or Ford? Let's see, an old Cutlass Supreme. So the old 70s movies there. Yeah, that's a big car there. Then we have Revival Bethel Tabernacle. I don't know when this was, but that looked old. So that could be 20s, 30s, 40s, something like that. Don't really know. This is from 1938. 1938 there. So returned for better address. Haha. Because there's nothing great there, so whatever. And then this one is Notre Dame, but this one is Notre Dame, Montreal Notre Dame Church Interior. So that's not the Notre Dame, but that's the Montreal Notre Dame, I guess. I don't know. That's what it says. So I'm not, yeah, on Ottawa, Ontario. I thought that was actually Notre Dame, but anyway, there's more than one Notre Dame. Then I picked up this one here in the envelope to collect, you know, U.S. commemoratives. They're fun. That envelope itself, but inside there is a nice one. Lynn County Philatelic Society, Lynn Copex, 2006. Lynn County is very close here. There's the Crabtree Post Office near Albany, Oregon, so I thought that was neat. With a Superman stamp on. There was just some really amazing philatelic mail there. It was just really awesome. I really should have just, you know, spent another $20 at that 25-cent box, because there was just straight fire coming out of that. This is the Hamilton Thistle Club Limited, but this is like an on stamp envelope here. There was a lot of neat Canadian like fold aerograms or whatever, and I should have got every one of them, but there was so many of them. There's an Oregon Lynn County Philatelic Society from Crabtree, so there's that one there. Then we have the Centennial Flag, 1876. This is a 20-cent postcard from what it says back here, so I will just add postage to that and mail that out for some reason. Then we have the old Union Station of Portland, Oregon, with the old 1940s era automobiles on there. That's neat. And this is dated Portland, Oregon, 1942 or something like that. I can't read it. 1940 something or other. It's this picture is supposed to make you homesick. And Dear Al and June or something like that. So who knows what that is, but there's that one there. Just a nice Celebrate from Australia. Nice star designs there and the stamp there. We have some rugby ones here. This is the Rugby World Cup from 2003. So that's pretty neat if you like rugby. I don't know of anybody. I wished I knew somebody who could autograph that, because I've got another one here. That one there. And there's like 3 stamps on it. Look like 1, 2, 3. Not sure if those are, they may have been canceled. It looks like those were never canceled for, oh well, okay, yeah, I guess they were canceled, but this one looked like it got missed. But there's like a rugby football, sorry I moved the camera again because of there's a rugby football kind of there, and then I have another one of those, and that was really fun. And then I have Sylvanus Thayer, a whole slew of 9-cent stamps there. There was just tons of really cool stamps I've never seen in my lifetime. And I got another one of these, so I think I have a set of 2 of each, so there's that. I don't know why I grabbed these, but again, they were 20-cent postcards for, I know, I lost 5 cents on those, but whatever. So again, there's a bunch of those already pre-stamped there, so I don't know why I grabbed Ballet, but we'll use them for requests or something. I haven't figured out. I got 3 of the same there. Then we've got a stamp of Betty Davis. That's cool there, so 42 cents, that will be used. And then I have this here. I know I thought I had a little bit more. And there was stamp grab bags. Or not stamp grab bags, the coin grab bags. You didn't know what you were getting. Some of them are $1, $10. And this one here is Maxim McCourt. I think he charged a quarter for this whole thing. And there's a bunch in there. So some of them he was just charging, you know, for every one. See, these are from Sweden, I think. Yes, Sverige, that's Sweden. So there's stamps on every one of these, like maximum cards or whatever, big large cards here all different scenes there from Sweden and lighthouses and stuff. That was $1/4 for that whole set there. I mean, nobody's really looking for that, but that you go to eBay and that might cost you $8 to $10 for that. It's crazy how some of this foreign stuff is really, really up there. Again, the envelope really does not have any value there. So the value is just putting these, you know, in an album page, I guess. I might do that. We'll see. These are from Stockholm, 1998. So very cool. Really neat stuff there at the show. And again, it cost $3 to get in, but it was well worth it for the TTM postage, which I will be using every bit of that in the next chances that I get, trying to clear off some stuff off this table, you know, send out that Terry Fox or get another card to go with it. And a fun time was had by all. Now, a couple other things here I want to finish off with here. I picked this up at the computer electronics store, and he had a bunch of laser discs. I'm not 100% sure. I think I know where they might have gone. These looked kind of familiar to me, so it's very possible that these were ones that were sold at the swap meet to this guy. But I picked up Rob Lowe, Gail Hansen, Tracy Griffith, and Eb Latimer, whoever any of those guys. This is called The Finest Hour. With Rob Lowe. In the moment between life and death, heroes are born. So I've never heard of this one. This was $4 for them, which is quite a fair price, $4. He had some for $3, and he had some for $5 and $6 and $7. And the Laserdisc looks pretty good. I don't have my Laserdisc player connected up right now, so maybe I will get a vintage television. And I mean, I have a vintage television. I just need to find a spot to put that. Again, I need to get things kind of parceled out and cleared out, and I've got another box of stuff going off to the donate. And unfortunately, you might hear a fan in the background because I'm trying to dry some stuff. My dryer just stopped working. I think the switch went bad in the push button thing. Something is gone and it's not working right, so that's unfortunate. And then what else did I have to do? I went to the Goodwill store and grabbed a couple of things. Like I said, I picked up a picture frame. I can't show that right now because it's not here. And then I had some other stuff I wanted to show. I'm trying to get those things out of the way here. Virtually no mail has come in. I just put some... I got these in a grab bag at a thrift store. They were doing dollar grab bags at the thrift store, and there were tons of these dinky little letters. They don't work very well, but they work well enough for this. And so now I have, and it's really hard to use these tiny little stickers, but I got the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes put together. So this one here is the old minor league team here, and it does say Salem Kaiser, Salem-Kaiser Volcanoes, so 2 towns, and it's right smack in the middle. So there's a bunch of those there. I have more that need to go in here, and I have, you know, a lot of the team sets here. I don't have all the team sets. They would not probably all fit in this binder. There's probably a good, I don't know, 15 or 20 team sets. They were here from, see, these are from 2008 or something like that. And, you know, if they were here from, like, the late 90s, again, I don't remember the whole history of the Volcanoes up until, like, three years ago or something like that, then that's a lot of sets there. You know, these ones are from 19... Oh, man, these are the older ones. They usually... I thought they had the date on here. They might have on the back here. Unfortunately, I double-backed them here. Let's see if I can find any dates on some of these older ones here. These older ones here are from 1998. Yeah, see, so the late 90s is when somewhere around the Volcanoes got here. I don't have any of the big names in some of these sets. I'm missing some of those. There's not a lot of big names here. There's some people that came through here. And I have not TTM'd any of these people because it's nearly impossible. That one there might be, that's a Beavers card there, I think. Portland Beavers there. So that's a different one there. There's a few more cards here. Again, I have to kind of go through and put all the rest of them in those pages there, but these are coming in handy, and I have a whole bunch of those. So the dollar grab bag was actually worth it after I threw away 50% of the stuff. And then lots of other little bits of crafting stuff in there, which I will try to do something with here. Just a long, eventful day, and tomorrow will be a fun-filled day if I can get this video out soon. There's a card show tomorrow, and I'm meeting up with 2 other YouTubers and some family, and some other friends are 50-50 if they're going to be there because they've got a lot of stuff to do, and other things and events in the day, and I might take my box of donates to the Goodwill. We'll see what I want to do with those. it just, like I said, this time is super busy, and the weekend is just time to get things done because back to the grindstone for a little bit on Monday, get some work done and computer stuff and all that fun things there. And like I said, it was just kind of a long day, and tomorrow will probably be another long day, but I don't mind these long days as long as I don't have to do a lot of back-breaking work, you know, for any kind of storm that I had, because that was a lot of cleaning up water and stuff and just worrying about things like that, you know. So, and it was also kind of cold too, so everything's good now and all the water's receded. Hopefully my irrigation pump didn't get too damaged, but we'll figure that out at some point there, and hope everybody has a great week. If this is the last video I post, we'll see about that. We'll try to get it posted the next day or two, and if I have a great day tomorrow with the card show recap, I'll try to post that as well, and some experiences. And thank you for watching.